Hi guys, Betsy here with Unique Paper 15. Okay, so here is part 2 of the 3 series custom envelopes that I made. Today's envelope is going to be going to India. So I wasn't sure what to do. So what I did was I asked a few people, what do you think of when you think of India? And all 3 people said monkeys. So I chose my little mama elephant monkey and an umbrella, and I masked him off there so I could, put the umbrella in his hand like he's holding it. And then I put the tail there at the back, and I'm using my palette ink, which is, watercolor safe because these are all watercolored envelopes. So I'm just making sure that he's nice and inked up. And now I'm choosing the sentiment. I'm trying to figure out where do I want to put it. So down at the bottom, I had to make the image quite small on this envelope because the address is so long. You'll see at the end. So I throw a couple flowers in there to kind of frame the address portion. And you can see again with the masking of the painter's tape, I put it where the stamps are going to go. So now I'm ready to watercolor. I'm choosing a few basic colors, and what I'm going to do first is I'm going to color the monkey. I'm going to give him somewhat of a light shade of brown mixed with darker brown, and just ever so lightly because I don't want it to be too dark that you can't make out the detail. So I'm going to dab it off like I normally do, and I'm coming back in just trying to create some shadow. And I'm going all the way down to like where the feet are is going to be heavily shadowed, and the tail, and then kind of close to his ears. Bringing in my water brush to just make sure those browns blend well together. Dab it off a little bit. And that's just kind of my technique to make sure everything really absorbs to the color that I want it to be. So I'm coming back in with some browns till I get the shade that I want him to be. And shadowing a little more, and this is where the final kind of detailed dimension comes in with this dark brown here. And you can kind of see him coming together. And I wanted this envelope to be fun and whimsical. Again, I didn't want to send anything too elegant or anything of that nature. I wanted it to be fun so that from the second it leaves my house in Florida to the moment it arrives in India, it kind of makes everybody smile that gets to hold this envelope, because everybody along the way is going to see a decorated envelope. So I hope it brings joy to a few people, but most of all to the girl that's receiving this. So now I'm going to go ahead and start coloring the skin and the belly, so the face, the belly, and the feet area. And I'm doing a very light beige for the face and like a pinkish for the belly and the bottoms of the feet, and a little bit of pink also in the ears. Not a very heavy pink, just a very soft light pink. And then I also come back in later with a pink jelly roll and I do the nose. So for the face I wanted to use the Zig flesh color because I just couldn't get that skin color that I was wanting. So I blend out that Zig flesh color in his face, and then I go back to the belly with a little bit of pink. So you can see here I'm just adding a little more water to make it blend well, and put that shadow on the left side. And now I'm coloring the inside of the ears and the bottom of the feet. Okay, now I'm starting on the umbrella. I want to give this umbrella like a orangish red kind of color. I think of fancy umbrellas always being red, so I'm doing my best to give this a red, but not too deep red, just a fun kind of red to match the monkey. So I'm coming in with some orange at first, and then I come in with a darker orange red where all of the shadow portions would be, which is on the inside of the umbrella, and then just the tip of the top portion right there. So it's blending quite nice. I mean, these are really tiny sections, so you don't have a lot of room to work with, but they're easy because they're basically just straight lines. So coming in with the water brush to make sure everything blends well together. and that you see that fade of the dark red to the light red. Dabbing it off and just making sure I'm getting the color I want. And almost done, just blending out that final red. I don't know if you guys saw part 1, but I'll link that down in the description. This is part 2. There's going to be one more, which is going to be part 3. I made 3 watercolored envelopes for 3 Instagram friends that were kind enough to share their addresses for public use. So now I'm going to the flowers, and I'm just going to make them very simple. This one's blue with a little bit of pink in the middle, and this one's going to be pink with green stems, and that's just going to frame the address. Again, I couldn't do too large of an image because the address is really going to be the focal point of this envelope. So I'm just giving you a shot of him there. Came out really cute. I love this monkey. That's like one of my favorite stamps. My son's nickname is Monkey, so I'm a true monkey lover. So now I'm just going to go ahead and add water to the entire card. I'm just soaking everywhere around the images and the sentiments that we've already stamped out. Not because it's not water safe, but because this is where I want all of the paint that I'm about to add to naturally flow to. So I'm picking my colors, and I'm taking, these are Reeves. I don't know if you have that brand, but they're called Reeves, and the pigment's actually in a tube. And I'm using these because these colors have the most beautiful pigment in there. So now I'm flooding that whole area that we just added water to, because I want it to look like a sky, because he's floating in the sky with his little umbrella because he's on his way to India. So I'm trying to add 3 or 4 different shades of blues and like a teal, and I'm letting them just organically play together because, as you know, the sky has so many different shades of blue in it. You just can't paint a flat blue. So I like where it's going, and you see the design that the paper towel left. I love it. It's like swirls. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go with that. It was just a happy accident. So now I'm going to add some deeper blue because I want to create almost, I don't want to say like a shadow, but I just want that monkey to pop out more. And I really do like the design that paper towel left in the envelope. So now I'm going to take it off my clipboard, and I'm going to let it dry. Now that it's dry, I need to decide where am I putting the address. But I want to frame out just a little bit more of where that monkey had some white spots. So I do some last minute detail work. Now I take my Copic multi-liners, and I just want to go over a couple of things, but first I need to frame out the address. So I end up lining 7 lines. If you see that sticky note there, that is one person's address. This address is so long. So I'm just going to hand write. Very whimsical. Again, I didn't want this to be some fancy brush script. I wanted these to be fun and just whimsical and make you smile. So there's the address. Look at that thing. Wow, that's a long address. And so that's it. I end up assembling the envelope just like I did in the first video, and using score tape, and then I put some distress glaze on it. And I'm hoping it's going to make it to India in one piece. Alright guys, that's the envelope. I hope you liked it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and share, and come back for more, especially part 3. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.